Good morning, all. Today we'll be talking about aims and objectives of teaching physical science. Education is imparted to attain certain targets or end goals. And these goals or targets are not easily realized or are not achievable easily. So we need to divide these targets or goals into some workable, definite and functional units, the objectives. So in our school curriculum, we have various subjects which acts as a ways or means to attain these objectives. So here it is quite clear that objective is a part of aims, aims being a broader and a comprehensive term, whereas objectives being a narrow and specific term. So aims is a end target and objectives give direction or help in to achieve the behavioral change in the child. Now let us talk about the formulation of these educational objectives. When we are forming the educational objectives, it is important that we need to keep few points in our mind. What are those points? The target is the child, the student, the pupil. So when we are formulating these objectives, we need to keep in mind the need and capability of the pupil, the nature of the subject matter, the requirement of the social environment, that these educational objectives should be specific, they should be feasible and they should be tested. And when we are talking about all these perspectives, we also need to understand why we need to classify these educational objectives. So it is very simple. These educational objectives help us in making our curriculum simpler or understand the curriculum simply and making the teaching learning process effective. Also to identify the behavioral objectives. Not only this, but also to go through the exchange of uniform views. So this is why we need to formulate these educational objectives. Now we have various classifications for formulating these objectives. Many attempts have been made to form these objectives, but the most accepted term is the most accepted theory is Bloom's taxonomy. RCM approach, Robert Major approach. There are many approaches for formulating these educational objectives. However, the most recommended one is the Bloom's taxonomy. This Bloom's taxonomy is simply the collection of the views of various college and university teachers, and it was then combined or edited into the Taxonomy of Educational Objectives, which was edited by Benjamin Bloom. It was further revised, though this was initially formed in 1956. Now let's talk about this Bloom taxonomy. This Bloom taxonomy divides the objectives, educational objectives, into three main domains. So let's have a look at these three domains first here. As you can see that these the three domains are the cognitive domain, the affective domain and the psychomotor domain. The cognitive domain is related to head, or we can say it is related to thinking process. And the affective domain is related to the next edge, which is the heart, which is related to feelings. And the third domain, the psychomotor domain, is related to hand, which is we can say is related to feelings or skills, sorry. So these three domains cover the entire aspect of the child. The 3H, we can remember the head, heart and hand. Head related to thinking, heart related to feelings and hand related to the skills. So while formulating the educational objectives, if we use this taxonomy, it is very easy for us to understand that these all aspects should be covered. Now as you can see, let's talk about every domain one by one. The first is the cognitive domain. As you can see, there are 6 criteria given. The first is the knowledge or remembering, then is the understanding, then application, then analysis, synthesis and evaluation. These 6 terms, again I should repeat it for you, very important: knowledge, understanding, application, analysis, synthesis and evaluation. Then let's move on to the next domain. The next domain is, as you can see over here, the next domain is the affective domain. In this we have receiving, responding, valuing, organizing and characterizing. Let me repeat again. receiving, responding, valuing, organizing, and characterizing. Next domain is the psychomotor domain, which is related to the skill development. It has further 6 divisions, which is perception, imitation, manipulation, precision, articulation, and naturalization. Again, perception, imitation, manipulation, precision, articulation, and naturalization. Now, these 3 domains, if covered properly, will help us to achieve all these objectives or the aims which leads to a successful life of a child. Okay, we were talking about the cognitive domain. Now, let us understand every aspect of this domain. Now, just have a look at this. The lowermost level is remembering, which is related to memory, which includes the recalling relevant knowledge from long-term memory. Now, this includes information such as specifications, facts, methods, processes, generalizations, patterns, etc. That means we can say it can be described as the memory level, where we memorize or attain the foremost knowledge. As we move upward to the second level is the understanding or the comprehension. This is related to the use of ideas, understanding the material, and literal meaning of the message. So we can say that making sense of the material which we have learned. You have learned over here means the student has learned. And as we move forward, then the next is the applying domain. In this, the use of the knowledge gained in the new ways. What does that mean? Application, it means that we apply the ideas to concrete situations. That means whatever has been attained, that has been comprehended, then finally we apply that knowledge to particular situations. Then is the analyzing aspect. In analyzing, we break down the material into its constituent parts. Why? To make them simple, in order to derive the relationship between them. So in analyzing, simply we break the concept into parts and understand how each part is related to one another. Then the next part is the evaluation part, which is simply the making judgment based on a set of guidelines. Finally, we move up to creating. This is the highest level in cognitive domain. Creating. We create something. That means we put the information together in an innovative way. Putting information, we can create something only when we have the knowledge, we understand that, we are able to apply that, we are able to analyze that, and after analyzing and evaluating where it can be used, we create new things. So you can see over here that these domains, all these cognitive domain has all these levels, and these levels help us to achieve the target, the objectives which are prepared or which are simply created for the students. And having these objectives will always help us to attain the main target of life, that is to lead a successful life. So breaking down the educational objectives into the cognitive domain help a teacher to clarify the concept in a very minute and a beautiful way, so that the understanding level is applied to the real life situation. Okay, thank you so much for today. We'll continue with the next domain, that is the affective domain and the psychomotor domain, in our next lecture. Thank you.